I'm Carla, the Crazy Cross Stitch Lady. Welcome to my craft room. Thank you to everyone who is returning, who has subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate you all coming in and joining in on the fun and coming back to visit me in the craft room. And thank you to my new subscribers. I really appreciate that you are joining me on this cross-stitching journey. And I hope that you enjoy what you see and that you get some joy out of visiting with me while we're in the craft room. So I'm going to start out with a life update. So if you're not really interested in that, then there are timestamps down at the bottom and you can just click where it starts with the cross stitch stuff. So if you want to do that, you feel free to, I always put timestamps down at the bottom, and so you can click on whatever you want to watch. Okay, so just fair warning. Okay, so let's start with the life update. So you may have seen on the news about the very horrid weather that our area has been getting. Kentucky got hit very hard with flooding. We've had it's catastrophic flooding. We have not, I've never seen flooding like this. We typically don't get this kind of flooding. Eastern Kentucky has been hit hard before recently. We did have a little bit of flooding a little bit less than 2 months ago, but nothing on this level. And it has hit the entire state. It's been bad. I think it's been much worse in the western part of the state and where we are in central Kentucky. So I'll just update you on how it hit us. Now, we do have a lake. It's a very large lake, and the lake butts up pretty much against our lane where we drive to get off the property. Well, of course, it flooded. The dam is flooded, and we also have a depression. I call it a depression. My husband likes to call it a pond. But the depression stays filled with water most of the time, and it's not an issue. However, of course, it also flooded, and so we were getting hit from both the front and back of the house. So it started pretty much on, I think it was Thursday when it started, and it didn't get really bad until Friday. Friday afternoon, it had gotten so deep where my husband could not, he has some waders, chest waders that he had put on to wade across the dam to where he had parked his truck at the front of the lane. And it was so deep he could not risk trying to wade back. Well, he has a kayak, but it was up here in the garage. And so he had to call a friend, borrow that friend's kayak, and he kayaked back over to the house. And so he made it back to the house. And so the first couple of days, it rained for like 4 days, and it was like, we're not talking about just regular rain. It's hard rain, thunderstorm rain. Excuse me. They were expecting it to dump 12 or 13 inches in 4 days, basically. And that's about what we got. And some places got a lot more. So the first 2 days, my anxiety levels were very high because I thought, well, is it safer to stay put or do we need to evacuate? I wasn't sure how high the lake would get. We live on a hill, and our house was built on a hill on purpose. So if the lake flooded, it would not pose harm to the house. Well, the lake did come into the yard, but it didn't even come halfway up the hill. So we were fine there, but I was still anxious about that. But then after I kind of figured out, okay, that lake is about as high up as it's going to get. So I wasn't as worried about that anymore. But then I started worrying about the back, and I wasn't worried about our safety or anything. I knew we would be okay, and I had stocked up on some food, so I knew we'd be fine. But in the back of the house, then I started worrying about, is the water going to hit our basement? So then I worried about that for a couple of days. So I've been doing anxiety stitching. Well, today is Monday that I'm recording this. And so by the time you see this, we'll be a little bit more past this, because it typically takes a couple of days or so for me to upload a video, because the Wi-Fi is slow here and I have to upload to the cloud first, and all of this stuff before I can even get it on YouTube. So I don't know, it just, I feel like I can breathe again, and I'm not as anxious as I was. It's been a very sunny day today and no rain, thank you. And the water will start to recede. I don't know how much junk is going to be in our yard after it recedes, but right now, if it can just recede enough where I can wade safely over the dam, I can actually get to work. But right now I'm going to have to take sick leave because I can't get off the property. And hubby didn't even go into work today, because even though he could kayak over to his truck, the water has been blocking so many portions of the road that we live on that I don't know that he could even make it to the office. So that's where we are. So many roads are flooded and the water's starting to recede, but it's going to take a few days. I figure it'll take about a week for the lake to get back to its normal level. And thank goodness, though, water did not hit our basement. Some water came up into the yard, but it didn't even get close to the patio. So I was very thankful for that. So I feel like I can breathe now, and it's just more of a waiting game. So there you go. There's what we've been doing the last few days, the life update. So I could have been getting some things done around the house, but when I have anxiety like that, I do what I can to keep my mental state from, going crazy. So it was more stitching than anything, but I guess that's okay. I guess the housework can wait. All right. So now we will start the stitchy stuff. Now that I'm like 7.5 minutes into this. So we will start on the stitchy stuff. So I hope I didn't bore you too much with that. And so send good thoughts our way, please. Or if you're a praying person, please pray for us that we'll, especially some of these other people. We know of 4 fatalities right now, and we know of just houses being inundated with water. So with our situation, it's not a good situation, but we're doing okay. We're doing okay. All right, now we can get to the stitchy stuff. Okay, so I am going to start, of course, with my shout out. And my shout out this time is to Bluegrass Blessings FlossTube. So let's see, it was around my 50th birthday. So that would have been around like October of 23. I went to Eastern Kentucky and went to the Bluegrass Blessings cross stitch shop and got to meet those ladies. It's one of, I think we have now 3 LNSs in the state. That's one of them. So I got to meet these ladies. I got to meet all the ladies who come in and stitch, and I got to stitch with them, and they welcomed me with open arms, and it was so nice. And they have just recently started a FlossTube channel. And so I was so excited to hear that they had started a FlossTube channel, because I know they're busy running the shop, and but it's just neat that they can take that time to talk about their own personal stitching that they're doing. So it's Diana, Stacy, and Sherry. So those 3 ladies are the ones who do the FlossTube. I think they have 4 episodes now. So I'm going to put a link to their FlossTube in the description below. Please go show them some love. Check them out. They are funny. They're entertaining to listen to and watch, and they have all kinds of really cool projects, and they love to enable people. So please go check them out if you will. I would appreciate it, and I know they would greatly appreciate that. Okay, and I do want to say a public thank you because they were trying to shout out Kentucky FlossTube channels, and they did shout out me, and they had a really neat idea where they actually had little cards where they wrote the name of the FlossTube up there. So I haven't done that, although I can show you. I wrote their name down up here. It's right there. I write down, these are all the names of FlossTubes that I've recognized, but I wrote their name down there. But again, I will link their FlossTube in the description below so you can go right to their channel. Okay, so let's start with some stash because with, let's see, we just finished up with Market, right, back in March. And I usually don't buy much of anything during Market. I just like to really see all the new releases, but I got caught up in it this time. And so I did buy some Market releases. And I don't know, it's just very exciting to me this time. So I'm going to show you the things that I bought at Market, and I'm also going to show you, I picked up a current magazine. I just really like the patterns, so I thought I would show you. You may already have a subscription to it, but I'm going to show you that too, and then I'll show you my WIPs. Okay, so I picked up a copy of Just Cross Stitch magazine, and this is the February 2025 issue. So of course it's all Valentine's stuff. And with most magazines, you can go back and you can buy back issues, but I'm not subscribing to any magazines right now. I used to subscribe to like Cross Stitch Crazy, which is a British magazine. But they have gone out of business. I think I mentioned that before. I was heartbroken because I loved their magazine. But I noticed some really cool patterns in here. And so I just thought I would show you maybe some of the patterns. So this is one, and it's called Icy Blues. It's a black work, and it has some cross stitches in it. It is designed by Blackwork Journey. And so, yeah, so there that one is. Let me just show you a couple more that I found that I thought was neat. Now this one's really cute. This is like a mug mat. And this is designed by Tangled Threads and Things. So I thought that was cute. And you can make it into a mug mat, or you can, you know, make a little pillow. You could do a little pillow if you wanted to. I just thought the face was cute on there. Let's see if I can find one more. Let's see. This one was pretty. It's called Fragrant Rose. Oh, Rosewood Manor designed this one. Okay. That one I had heard of. So there you go. So if you like those patterns, it says display until February 10th, so it's probably gone, but I think you can probably buy back orders of that Just Cross Stitch. That's the February 25 issue. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to show you the patterns that I bought. I guess I should have taken these out, but I didn't, because it's going to be hard to see with the glare. But anyway, this first one is, these are my the Market ones that I bought. So many new patterns. It's so awesome. Okay, Hello from Liz Matthews did the Stitcher's Glossary. And, you know, these are not complicated, but I thought I would maybe stitch these up in a purple. In fact, I bought a skein. It's a purple silk. I think it's a Belle Soie. And I thought I would stitch these up and hang them up around my craft room. So I think I will do that. And I bought these, this time I bought them from Lindy Stitches. I thought I'm gonna give her some business because she puts forth a lot of effort in doing things for people. So this is Lindy Stitches, and it's Love Hopes All Things. And I just really thought, I love swans and geese, and so I thought that one was really cool. Very neat. Okay, and then I love Silver Creek samplers. I don't think I've actually stitched her stuff, although I do have a couple of patterns of hers. But I bought a couple more. I love this one. It's Flake It Till You Make It. Now, you may have bought some of these too, but there's she has a little bonus design in there too. But I love snowmen, and I thought that was adorable. And then Sweet Wings Studio. And this one is called It Is Well. So around the edges, it says It Is Well With My Soul. And I liked it. It's versatile because, of course, you can substitute and make the colors whatever you want. So I thought that was neat. And then this one, you all, I think I bought 12 patterns, I think. Let's see. What's that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I bought 8. That's enough, isn't it? Okay, this one was so cute. This is Blueberry Ridge design, and it's called Hazel's Blackberry Burrow. And I love this little mouse in her house, and that is so cute. I love that. She's so cute. And then this one is from the Blue Flower. This one apparently was a very popular one, at least at Lindy Stitches. This is called PIgeon and Puddle. All right, so I like the pigeon, and I like it that it's looking into a puddle, but check out the galoshes. I think that's what sold it right there for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, that pigeon is wearing galoshes. I just loved it, so I had to have that. Now I might make them a different color. I might make them red or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what mood I'm in. And then I bought a second one from Silver Creek Samplers, and I'm like, oh, I have to have this one. Cross Stitch Cardio is what it's called, and it says, cross stitch is my cardio. My back sides have never looked better. Oh yeah, had to have this one. We know where that's going already. It's going up in my craft room whenever I get it stitched, which I'm buying enough things now where I will have to live until I'm 242 in order to get all these stitched. Oh, geez. I thought this was so cute. Jeanette Douglas Designs. Excuse me. It's called Chubby You. And I just love, she's chubby. She's fluffy, and she has the sweetest little expression on her face. So cute. She's so cute. Okay, now, this one I had a fit over because you all know, I love cows, but I also love rabbits. My bathroom is rabbit themed. Of course, I prefer the word bunny. I like bunny better. Well, this pattern is by the Artsy Housewife, and it's called Bun Bun. That right there, just the name got me. I mean, Bun Bun, come on, come on. Well, it's, look at that. I love that. Look. Now, when I stitch this, I think I'm going to change the background to maybe a lilac, some kind of a pastel color, because I like this color, but I really want the bunny to stand out, like really stand out. And so it's going to take a lighter color for it to stand out. So I think I may do that and just leave everything else the same color. I don't know. I might change the border color depending on what my background color is. So we'll see. But And then, oh, I have, in all the needlework markets I've seen, I've not bought the cookbook. And that's a very popular thing. I haven't bought the cookbook basically because I don't like to cook. I mean, I cook to keep us alive, but I don't really like to cook. So I don't do it for fun. I don't bake for fun. It's very much I need to do this thing. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and buy it because it has a lot of designs in it as well. So this is the 2025 Happiness is Homemade Cookbook. There are 53 designs in here. I mean, 53. I'll show you, let's see. Just let me find an example where it doesn't have the pattern right beside it. That would be good, wouldn't it? Let's see. Because the patterns are just like out here. Well, it's going to be a little harder than I thought. Maybe I won't. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I can cover this. So this is Shepherd's Bush, and that's the little pattern they put in there. Yeah, they're small, but they're so cute. That one, and let's see if I can find another one where I can cover it up. Let's see. Definitely harder than I thought. Okay, so this one, let's see. I'll put my hand over it. Okay, so that little house with a little flag, that's cute. And they all have, they're like little cute patterns like that. So I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so there's my stash. Now, not stash. Well, now it is part of my stash, isn't it? Okay. All right. Now, let's look at WIPs. All right. So my first WIP is Fall Harvest. This is by Fat Quarter Shop. And this is done on Autumn Splendor Sampler by Fabric Flair. And I've been stitching on this one today. So this is what it's going to look like. Got the little fall stuff going on. I started this in the fall. It'll probably go until like fall next year, but I'm starting it now. And so here are the just really pretty fall colors. Okay. These are all DMC. And here is what I have so far. Made a lot of progress on the pumpkin the last couple of days. You know, with the anxiety stitching going on. So a lot of work down there. So I still have fruit to go in the vegetables to go in the basket. And I still have some more down here. And I still have to do the tablecloth. So I still have a ways to go, but I've made quite a bit of progress. And the basket itself is done. Okay, so got that. All right. Now this one is the Barn Sweet Barn Sal that will probably go on for the rest of my natural life. This is the 2023 Sal, and I am stitching these on a 25 count white Lugana. Yeah, white cloud. Well, I don't know if it's cloud, but it's a white Lugana. And so each month they have different colors. So it's gold this time. They always have a darker and a lighter shade that goes with it. And the stars, every star, it looks like this. And so that's the January one that you're seeing. But I am now on May. And I'm just going to keep working my way through. So I'm on the bottom part. And so this is what I currently have. And I'm going to stitch all the stars first. And then I'm going to finish them all at the same time so that I can finish them the same way. And they are going to go on a wooden red barn that I have. And I'm going to magnetize them so that I can switch them out each month. And so that is at least that's my intent. All right, now this one is Gingerbread House. This is from the Jingle Ball in December, where everyone else probably has theirs completely stitched up and completely put together into a little house. I'm still stitching, and I knew I would, and it's okay. This is by Tiny Modernist. Oh, and the Barn Sweet Barn Sow, I'm sorry, that's Fat Quarter Shop, sorry. Okay, so, and I'll have all of these, I always put them down, when I do my timestamps, I always put the name and the designer down there too. Okay, so this is Gingerbread House. This was one of the Jingle Ball from Lindy Stitches. It's the Jingle Ball 2024. It's a class that I took with Tiny Modernist. That is supposed to be the finished result. Very cute little house. I'm not even close. Not even close. But I will show you where I am. Now I love these colors. They're nice little bright colors. This is stitched on a 28 count gingerbread. It is by Picture This Plus. I do not enjoy stitching on this. All right, let me show you each. I'm going to show you each side. So I'm working on side 3. So we're making some progress. Okay, so this is the first side. Now I do like the color. Let's see, is it showing true? Pretty true. Now I really like that color because it is gingerbread color. And so I like the way the colors pop off. I didn't know that the colors would pop like that, but they look really good on that particular fabric. So that was the first side. Now I did get the second side done. Let me fold it here. Okay, so this is another side of the house. So I got that done. I've decided not to do much back stitching. It requires a ton of back stitching, but I think it'll look better this way where I'm only back stitching like the little, there are some little swirls like up here on the roof. You see the swirls, I back stitch those. And so that's all the back stitching that I'm going to do on it. And then I've started on side 3. So this is as far as I've gotten on side 3, right there. Now, I said I don't like stitching on this. Now remember, everything that, well, the majority of things I tell you are simply opinions, you know, do with it what you will. So I don't, Picture This Plus has a reputation for, like if it's 28 count, it may not necessarily, it may be a little bit smaller than that. I haven't found that to be the case with this one. It really is 28 count, but for some reason, I don't know if it's the way that they weave their fabric. I'm not sure, but it's a little more difficult to find the holes here, and I'm just not really enjoying it. So I'm enjoying the pattern. I enjoy the colors. I'm not enjoying the fabric. So honestly, I don't know if I will ever buy any other fabric from Picture This Plus again. That's me. If you've never tried it, I would suggest that you try it. I'm trying to find some some fabrics from different companies just to see what I might like. So just like, you know, trying different needles from different companies, you may discover, hey, I really like this needle, and then there you go. You won't know unless you try it. So especially if you're new to cross stitch, don't be afraid to try stuff. Start small and then try some new things as you go. So there you go. There's my little, I don't know if I'd call it a diatribe, but it's pretty strong. But anyway, moving on. So, all right. So this is Blue Rhapsody by Rosewood Manor. And so here is what it looks like. It will not look like that when I get done with it because I'm doing mine in purple. I have started a purple sampler wall, and I've actually even tweaked that. I've decided there might be some things that I want to stitch in all purple that are not samplers, but I still want a purple wall. So maybe I need to change it to say, ooh, I could say purple passion wall. Maybe fits cross stitch somewhere in there, but yes, I like that better because that way I don't have to do just samplers. But even though this is a sampler. So I am doing this with DMC colors, and it looks like all the threads that I am using so far are DMC. Although, well, we'll get to one that's not DMC. But anyway, these are my two purples. Let me put them up against here. Looks like I'm running short on one. I'm going to have to refill. So those are my two purples. Let's see, let me do that. Yeah, there we go. And I have made some progress on this one. Let me fold it out. This is done on a 14 count Aida, and it is called, the color is called something else. Yeah, that confuses me all the time. But it's got kind of a mottled look, and it's also opalescent, which is really nice. And well, let me get this fixed. And it's a little bit difficult to stitch on. I'm not enjoying this one either because, and it's from Mystic Fabrics, but this particular Aida, the weave is a little bit looser. It's a very soft fabric, and you don't always find Aidas that are soft, but this one's very soft. But sometimes your needle goes through it splits the threads instead of going through the actual hole. And so that's the issue that I'm having. But I think the result will be worth it. And here is where I am right now. So there we are. I am very, 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 very happy with the way that it is looking. And I love the butterfly. So that's where we are. Very happy with that. It's not, let's see, is that showing true to color? Sort, well, yeah, it is. It's a very kind of light, like a tannish mottled look. I'll show you the back of it so you can see the modeling a little bit better. I'll hold it back so you can see the modeling on there. So it's going to be big. It's going to be bigger than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay too. That is okay. And I think for all the things that I put on my purple wall, I'm going to have them professionally framed. And that's going to be a little more expensive, but I'm not going to get things framed very often because I stitch slowly. All right, this one, I've got 2 full coverages that I'm doing, folks. And if you've never done a full coverage and you are really interested in it, or you're intimidated by it and you're not really sure, you're like, don't know if I really want to try that or not, then I have a video. It's under my tutorials. If you click on the playlist and you'll find my tutorials, it is how to do a full coverage piece. And so I give you just some tidbits, pieces of advice on how to tackle a full coverage piece and what you can expect from that. So these are my colors. This is the Buster Keaton piece that I keep showing you and will show you for a long time. And you're thinking, wow, that's a lot of whites and grays and black. Yeah, because this is going to be a black, white, gray piece. Buster Keaton is my favorite actor. He was a silent film star. And so his movies were in black and white. So I wanted to do a black and white picture. And like I said, you all know I love cows. And he did a movie called Go West. Well, this is a still shot from the movie Go West where he worked with this little cow called Brown Eyes. And so that's the picture. And I can't remember if I made any progress on this one since I last showed you, but I'm starting On my full coverages, I always start up in the top left corner. And then right now what I'm doing is I'm diagonally working my way down. So we're up in this corner with his hat and the head. So as soon as I get the first page fully done, I'll be able to see if this is, it's a new program that I'm using. It's a conversion by, did I use PC Stitch? I can't remember because I tried 2 or 3 different programs. I think it is. I think. Yep, PC Stitch. I've never used PC Stitch before. People were talking about how good it is, but we'll see if it's too pixelated for me or not. So this is where I am currently. Okay. So as soon as I get a page done, I will know for sure if this is going to work. If it doesn't really, if it looks too grainy, I will stop. I'll run it through my other program first, and I won't consider that a waste of time, because with new stuff, sometimes you just don't know. I mean, you just really don't know. And I'm not going to stitch an entire full coverage piece if I know that the end result is not going to be something that makes me happy. So not doing it. So anyway, we'll see. All right, this is the piece that I got when I went to the ranch retreat back in last September. And our guest designer was Lucy Beam. It was Rebecca Noland is the designer. And she has Lucy Beam. Lucy, she tells the story because I did a video of the retreat and interviewed her. And I also interviewed her daughter, Megan, who is the co-owner of Lap and Loops, and she dyes fabrics. And so this is Lucy Beam. This is not Rebecca Noland. This is her grandmother. And so she told the story about her grandmother, and this is included on all her patterns. And this is the pattern that we got. It's called Shelter Sampler. Now, I haven't checked her site to see if this has been fully released to the public. And I don't know if she's going to. I'll just be quite honest. This was specifically made for retreat goers. So I don't know. I'm not familiar with how designers handle that. When they design things for certain like retreats or certain things, I don't know if they intend to fully release them later or not. But anyway, that's what we got. And this is a combination of DMC and Gentle Arts. And so these are the different colors that went with it. This is a 36 count, y'all. So I was not sure about 36 count because I tried 36 count before. It did not go well. I was so angry because I couldn't see the holes very well, and nothing that I was doing was working. And so I really don't know what I did with that piece. It did not get finished, I can tell you that. So I think I threw it away, and I should not have done that. That was a big mistake, but I think I did. So sorry, forgive me. Anyway, I will not do anything like that again. So I thought, okay. So I ended up buying a Halo Go light. Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop used it, was raving about it. And then some of the other stitchers I was around at the retreat had also used Halo Go's and loved them. I thought, okay, all right, I'm gonna try one. So they gave me like the specific model that they used, and it had a magnifier on it and the light. And so I thought, okay. So I got it, and I have to sit, I can't sit on the sofa and get really comfy with it. I have to sit at the table and do it. But if I do, it has worked like a charm. I can see the holes very easily. I'm not stressed out. This has been a very enjoyable stitch. I'm not done, but it definitely has been an enjoyable stitch. And my goal is to have this finished by the time we have our second ranch retreat, which is this coming September. So this is on a 36 count small potatoes linen by Lappin' Loops. And it's a really pretty, I mean, their dye work is beautiful. I ended up buying a few other pieces I think I showed you, but let me show you my progress. So here's where I am. I'm so happy. I think the colors, let's see, that's about true to color. And I'm just really pleased. I'm really pleased with the way it looks. This is done, it's 1/2. So that was another thing. I don't usually stitch with one strand, but this has worked out well. It's worked out very well. And I don't have to worry about trying to railroad or anything. So it's been good. I've been very pleased with it. And excuse me, I'm still fighting some congestion I can't seem to get over. So it makes me think that I can do some other 36 count work. I'm not ready for 40. Don't know if I'll be ready for 40 ever. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. But I was very happy with that. Okay, my last WIP is my big gargantuan log cabin legacy. This is my Lincoln piece. This is my other full coverage. This is now I did this through Pattern Maker for cross stitch. I used that program with my Michael Jackson piece. So I know this is good to go. This is going to be gargantuan. It's a combination of sepia and color pictures. It's a collage. So I collected pictures and I made a collage and then ran it through the program. There it is. I am starting up in this corner with Mary Todd, and right now I'm still in the background, and her face is in the first page. So as soon as I get her face done, I will really know for sure if this is going well. Now, it's going to look like I haven't made much progress. So, you know, with full coverage pieces, it looks like, okay, nothing's getting done, nothing's getting done, golly, nothing's getting done. And then all of a sudden, you start seeing stuff. So when I start seeing her face, I'll know for sure if it's okay. This is on a 16, Buster is on a 16 count Aida, white Aida. This is an 18 count white Aida. And it's still going to be huge, even with 18 count. I'm like, daggone. I haven't done a Haid, but shoo, I think this outdoes the Haid. But that's where I am. And it's already a lot of colors just in that one spot. I think there are 182 colors in it. I think so. I'm not pulling them out right now. And Jennifer's not here to play with them. So Jennifer likes to play with the thread because I mean, it's just this huge bulk. And I try to keep them in numerical order so it's easy to find them. So there you go. So those are my WIPs. And now the last thing is my crazy craft tip. So my crazy craft tip for today is, and this is mostly for beginners because I have a lot of beginners or people who are coming back to stitching after not having stitched for a while. And probably one of the best pieces of advice that I ever got when I first was going to start stitching is start with a kit. The very first thing I ever did, I was given a very small kit. It was like a little magnet and it was like half a slice of watermelon. I wish I still had it and I don't, but that was my very first piece. And it had all of maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3 colors, maybe 4, maybe, but I think it was 3. And that's where I learned to stitch with that kit. And it already had all the colors I needed. It had the fabric, the needle was there. So I didn't have to try to search for stuff. So if you want to stitch or you're just getting into stitching, maybe you've tried to buy things separately, maybe you feel overwhelmed, get a kit. Now, I'm going to put a link to Fat Quarter Shop. Now, I really like Fat Quarter Shop. They are a little more expensive. I like to get my things at 123stitch.com. That's where I get a lot of my stuff, and I know a lot of other people do too. But to start with a kit, some of these things, like when I showed you the fall harvest basket, that is a kit. It came in a bag. It already had the floss. It already had the fabric and the needle and the pattern and everything you needed, except for a pair of scissors. And if you want to use a hoop or a Q-snap. So I think all you would need is scissors and a hoop or a Q-snap if you wanted to use those. You wouldn't even have to do that. You can do it in hand. But I would definitely, I would use them. And you don't necessarily have to join their Stitch Quarterly. They have just kits that you can buy separately and just buy that one kit. It's a little more expensive, but you're going to spend about that much money anyway buying all those things separately. So I would start with one of those. Their patterns are very beginner friendly. Nice. I mean, the patterns are very nicely, clearly printed, easy to read, and big chunks of color. So I'm going to put a link to their page. I'm going to put a link probably to the Stitch Quarterly page so that you can just scroll down and you can see all the different kits that they have. And you can find a pattern that you think is manageable for you. Yes, you can find free patterns online that are very beginner friendly, but I'm telling you this because it just, at least for your first or maybe even second thing that you're stitching, it's just easier to start with a kit where you've already got all the stuff there. And they give you quality stuff. Fat Quarter Shop gives you quality stuff. You'll be getting DMC floss. You'll be getting a John James needle. You know, they give you good fabrics. So you're starting with quality stuff. And then once you really get the hang of it, then you can start experimenting and going out on your own and buying other things. Now, am I telling you this is what you have to do? No, obviously not. This is my tip. But my suggestion would be to start with a kit. Okay? All right. That's what I've got. We're at 47 minutes right now. I don't know how in the world I end up going so long on these things. Even with the long intro, it's still, I don't know, time flies. But I hope that you have enjoyed your visit with me today. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing my new patterns and my, all my goodies and just the update and everything. So it's good to see you all and talk to you. And so hopefully my place will be a little bit drier next time when I actually come on here again. So be creative, be blessed, and I will see you later. Bye, everybody.